Hello folks, my name is GamerCrusader. How may I help you today? Okay, that was stupid, whatever. I'm gonna try LPing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's a simple game. I love it though. Not my favorite Zelda of all time. I'm a bigger fan of Majora's Mask and other ones that came after it, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, but whatever. It's a simple game. I'm trying my hand at LPing. Let's see if this works. So we're going to start a new game. And I already have 2 files with the name link and 3rd file with the name link. So I can't name my Zelda files anything else. I don't understand why you would. So let's give this game a go now, shall we? And we get some backstory. Guardian Spirit. Deco Tree. Guardian Bush, as I like to call him. Sleeping Child. Kokiri. Very odd Japanese name for forest creatures. And here we get Link. Very tiny in this game starting out, and he has no fairy. That's sad. And he's shivering. Well, you should buy a blanket. That's what you get for sleeping on wood. Dream sequence. Oh god, this freaked me out the first time I saw it. I had no idea what was going on. It made no sense. Who's that? Whose horse is that? Oh, more horses. Are we gonna ride on horses? I don't know. Big guy holds his hand out. All of a sudden, I'm threatened. Oh, that sounds terrifying. And then we get Navi. Who is Navi? Well, we'll find out soon. I press the button here. More dialogue comes up. Giant mustache. But that's Navi the fairy. Oh, it's an adorable little thing that for some reason the internet hates. I don't understand why. And we get to see the Deku Tree with his giant wooden nose. Climate of evil, malevolent forces, all that lovely stuff that Hyrule is always a constant threat of being attacked by. Yeah, the forest in this game is very isolated. Apparently no one goes near. That's why all the Kokiri are stuck in forests, and when you go out later, no species really interacts with each other. All kind of xenophobic, I think. That's really sucks. And another thing, the Kokiri all have their own little fairies with them. It's wonderful. Never really given a reason why they have fairies. And for some reason Link is ostracized because of it. I don't understand it either. And here we get POV shots! In 3D! I remember this from the 3DS version. That was fun. God. Hello! Small little video game voice acting there. Yeah, so anyway, this is basically my excuse to try and do, Let's Plays or playthroughs or walkthroughs of video games. Just something short, sweet, to the point. That's why I like Ocarina. It's nostalgic, doesn't really take a lot of effort to play, if I'm just mindlessly doing something. And pre-rendered backgrounds. Oh god, they're so ugly. It's the one thing about this game that bothers me. Luckily, they're actually very few and far between. Most of the environments are in 3D. This reminds me of playing Final Fantasy VII. I hate when the majority of the backgrounds are all these really weird pre-rendered painting things. And we get Link yawning, being adorable, as always, when Link is a child. And he has no idea what's going on. I'm Navi the Fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Navi. Ooh, a summons. Link doesn't get summoned for anything. And here is your first instance of actual gameplay. Very easy. I'm using the Virtual Console version, obviously, and I am using the regular old Virtual Console controller. Kind of wish I was using a GameCube controller, but whatever. All I can do right now is press the A button to roll and the control stick to move around in circles. I'm sure everyone's getting tired now. Let's go outside! And we get first instance of game music being played. First instance of our friend Saria showing up and waving at us very nicely. And then we can climb down this ladder. Link apparently has graffiti on his tree. I mean, look, dinosaurs. Because dinosaurs. Of course. And this is Saria, Link's childhood friend, who's basically the only person who really cares about him in this forest so far. Link is like the runt of the litter in the Kokiri forest. Quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree. Whoa! Okay, and well, if you can see in the bottom right corner is a map. And that sign also told us, I was trying to roll, but that sign also told us that the Great Deku Tree is this way. And who is this guy? Mr. No Fairy, but there's a fairy on top of my head. And now he's in my hat. Father Fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? Told you. This guy is Mido. There we go. Yep, he is Link's bully. You could compare him to Groose from Skyward Sword. I wouldn't, because he has no character development unlike that character. And we are not fully equipped, apparently, and I always notice those weird dragon flying... I used to think those were dragonflies in the background. I still don't know what they are. So, Sword and Shield, you're not going to let me without. You're not going to let me in without, are you? Nope. Okay. So, where is a... And here's our instance. If you do right on the C sticks, C buttons, I mean, on this controller just stick, but I can't, Navi. He just explained it to us. We need to go find a sword and a shield. I actually know where they are already. And this character just wanted to tell us about Z targeting. Of course, for me, it's the L trigger targeting system. Yes, that's how you use a fairy. Yeah, you can press a... Yeah, this was the revolutionary thing about Ocarina of Time. You can press a button and it automatically targets like different objects and enemies and your environment. And you press Z to look in that direction. If you're using actual N64 controller. Sadly, recording from an N64 isn't really that much fun. It looks kind of ugly, bad quality, and all that jazz. And here's the Kokiri shop. 40 rubies for a wooden shield. What a cheap-ass hoe. So that means we need some money. And that's why the shop is meaningless, because you can find all the stuff in the forest eventually, so there's no really any good reason to buy all of it. Now I want to get through this long shield explaining, but I don't want to do that until the actual shield shows up. So, gotta go find money, and there we go. That's 5 rubies. You just jump over there. Bushes have rubies as well. There was no sword there, as you've noticed. There's a special place in this forest where a sword actually shows up. And once again, I'm talking to a character about my fairy, because apparently that's the most important thing. Everyone cares about me and my fairy. My fairy best friend. He is the father of the forest guardian, and he gave all life to Kokiri. Never explains how he does that, mind you. Great Deku Tree apparently showed up one day and, like, just spored a bunch of kids. It might possibly be living acorns. Wouldn't that be something? And what's this? Forest Training Center. Don't recklessly cut signs. Read them carefully. Wonder what is in here. Maybe it's that one sword we're looking for. Wouldn't that be something? So... I hear rumbling. Doesn't sound very good. I don't see what's rumbling. Found another blue. That's... Oh, what? What? The rock attacked us, and we weren't crushed to death. We just lost a quarter of a heart. Oh my god, treasure chest. Will not copy off other LPers what they said about that sound. And this is the Kokiri sword. Hidden treasure of the Kokiri. Can borrow it for a while, even though you never return it and actually take it away with you, as we learn in Majora's Mask. Let's equip it. First off, here's in the menu system, we'll see we have the map right now. All that's highlighted is Kokiri Forest. The more you explore of Hyrule, the more gets shown. Your quest status, which is all your quest important items. None of this is important right now. Here is your equipment, where you can equip different swords. You'll eventually get different tunics and different boots. That's much later in the game. Let's not worry about that now. And here is also items, which we can't even access because there's no items to access yet. And so here's the Kokiri sword. See, if you press B, it does a horizontal slash. If you Z target, it does a vertical slash. And if you move forward on the control stick, it stabs. We're not going to really encounter any, like, intuitive combat situations yet, but eventually all that's going to matter as you fight tougher enemies later on in the game. You could also cut bushes and usually get items, except right then where I got hit by a rock. Lovely. And we're crawling, and POV shots once again. So now that we have our sword, let's just hopefully find rubies. You can find rubies by just cutting up different bushes. And almost none of these have rubies. Well, thank you, bushes, for your great contribution to my day. Maybe there will be some in these different houses. Who knows? We'll try. Here's a pot. You press A, pick it up, throw it, and you catch a ruby. Do that again, and the ruby fell through the wall. Well, that's useless. Oh god, I wish my throat was feeling better for this, but I've had nothing else to do today, and I've been meaning to try out LPing for a while. I've had the tools, even though it's gonna, god, feel stupid. Like, I don't want to do something amateur, but it's impossible. You know, when you start out, it's going to be simplistic. It's going to not be the best quality if you continue on this path and find a way to produce better quality. But here's this girl. I came all the way up for you, except I came up for money, so I'm not a real man. I'm just a greedy bastard. And she's telling us up when Navi's not trying to talk to you. Does a first-person view. Not really important right now. Will become important later. And I see another blue ruby. Another ruby. There we go. I only need 3 more, then I can stop being a greedy bastard. Just buy my shield. Also, rocks work exactly like pots. Except for some reason that produces hearts when we have full health instead of actually giving us rubies. Rubies, 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 rubies. Rubies are wonderful. Don't know exactly how the land of Hyrule has all these jewels just to toss around for a regular global economy, but let's not worry about that right now. Also, I forgot that doing those platforms both ways will give you 5 rubies. So that's 10 rubies right there. 30 else. Actually, I think there's... yeah, counting the one behind that house and the one with that girl on the high platform with the rope bridge. 20 you find on your own, and 20 you will just kind of get. And we have to equip our shield, because I've made that mistake before of I won't say for now. Let's see how this goes. Let's go over here. Look, Mito, I have a sword and shield. You can stop holding your hand up. I don't want to talk to the hand. Yes, I have the Deku shield. Yes, I have the Kokiri sword. Yes, I'm awesome. You go good grief yourself, dude. No, you are a wimp. It is you who are the wimp, sir. You get out of my business. I am the greatest of Saria and the Great Deku Tree, even though I don't actually know if Link has talked to this tree. Oh! Plants! Sticks! It's a wonderful day we were having so far, folks. Do you want to put away? Stand still, press A. These are Deku sticks. I'm just going to equip them right now for good measure. And I accidentally walked into one of these. These are Deku Babas. One of the most worthless enemies ever. And now, here's a Great Deku Tree. Navi's back, even though she never really left the forest. You know, just kind of walked a couple minutes through a passageway. Welcome. Listen carefully out of the Great Deku Tree I'm about to tell thee, because I'm convinced that the Great Deku Tree is a thespian. As the servants of evil gain strength, oh no! Vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Oh great, so basically all spiritual deities in Hyrule are apparently having trouble sleeping because of this guy. And he's been cursed. We don't actually know what kind of curse. All we know is that he's cursed. Yes, I will undertake this task, because if I say no, you'll just ask me again and force me into it. And he wants us inside him. Pleasant. Yes, I will press up on the C button, even though you are a talking magical tree and should not know what a C button is, because our technology has no comprehension to you. And now we are inside the Great Deku Tree. And with all that intro out of the way, I think I'm going to end this off here. Let's hope I actually get this video put out and make further videos. Okay, folks. I'll see